But I want to, again, a big thanks to the team. They put in a mega amount of effort, slept in the lab on Monday night in Canary Wharf to get this done, and again last night at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But what we're going to do at the minute is just take you through the scenario, what we did, how we did it, and then as the guys built each component of the power stations, what they did, and some of the stuff you missed, some of the creds, kudos, we'll give back to you guys. So that's what we're going to do. And then at the end, give out the prizes for the winning team, and then a few special prizes for some special people in the audience. So firstly, Sash, Sash Rigby, web developer by trade, ethical hacker now. So, can't say hacker, sorry.
Ethical one. Yeah.
Ethical ones, can't say that. So over to Hash.
So I was responsible for designing most of the vulnerable web applications you came across today, file uploads, admin portals, things like that, the home pages that you may have found vulnerabilities in. The idea was that there was multiple vulnerabilities in the reactor system. So if you were scuppered by an opposing team, then you could continue and still try and take down their reactor or defend your own reactor in various ways. A few things that you guys may have missed is so I noticed a few people, they saw the web application and it said web disabled, and people were like, okay, we're screwed. But actually it was just JavaScript just dialing out to a system, so it was very, very simple to increment the numbers, and you could have controlled the reactors very easily of all 4 reactors, but people kind of were a bit scuppered by the JavaScript. The file upload, Red Team got that pretty quickly and pretty easily, so congratulations there. And they also managed to secure their own very, very well. So they deleted htaccess files and wrote their own, moved administration files and things like that. So well done, Red Team. Blue Team didn't secure their web server and got owned. So that's how it goes. Are there any questions about what you may have missed or what you were confused on the web applications? Nope. Oh, everyone understood. Great. Here's mine.
Cheers, Sash. A big round of applause for Sash. He did put a lot of effort. Well done, mate. Woo! So now I'm going to hand over to Conrad Smelkoff. If anybody at Black Hat Vegas 2 weeks ago, we've seen Conrad's present on Merv, a new Metasploit plugin he designed for incident response. But yeah, over to Conrad's. Thank you.
Hello. No, I feel strange with a stick. Right, so I'm the chief plumber, which means that all the networking and all the plumbing that you kind of take for granted, I built that.
Super Mario.
Yeah, Super Mario, down the tubes. So all of the networks. We try to make it a little bit realistic. Some of the other challenges will kind of have you one flat network, whereas you guys have choke points, multiple segments, and we kind of hoped you kind of would take advantage of that early on in the game. Many of you discovered the concept of firewall somewhere 7 hours in, or what was it, 5 hours in. I was also, it's my undoing for the reactors, so the logic that can control it up and down, including some of the, I guess the backdoors and built into those. So, and the bits you missed, if somebody at all would have flipped on Wi-Fi, that had a straight through backdoor through each team. So there were 2 Wi-Fis. We tried to obfuscate a little bit, so they were in French, which means l'équipe rouge, red team. You would have gone straight to the red team's LAN and you had bypassed all their firewalls. Likewise, l'équipe bleu, the blue team would have gone completely straight there, inside there. So it's a pity you guys missed that. Would have caused a little bit of garbage. Yeah, and you know, when designing this, I thought, well, let's make sure there's carnage, ruckus, and all-around confusion. I think we did great on that. So thank you very much for playing. All right, over to you.
Well done, Conrad. Now, there were certain artifacts strewn across the network, and if some people picked it up, but Senior Delgado, or Justin, he's from Wales, of course, that's his name. Naturally, with a name like that, we'll take you through some of the forensic side of it.
So myself and Yanis in the back, we made the side challenges that were like, you know, well, I think they're the best because that's obviously what won the challenge. But Yanis himself had a load of hashes that were stuck on the paste bin. Although you guys did crack a hell of a lot of the hashes, no one found the hashes for the obscure things that was all simple things like the university name, this actual conference and challenge. So no one's got any of those, which Yanis is a bit disappointed about. And then there was other side challenges that were on the servers for each of the opposing teams. Those had some files in. We had a reactor photo that also had an IP range of a specific machine. Also had injected in there a further trophy of Mr. Burns. There was also a web document that said how things work. No one carved it for metadata or anything like that, which actually had the full range of a load of networks. And it did say, you know, to win. And there was a whole load of IPs there as well. There was also then a HTML sort of an XML document that was just a spreadsheet with a load of data injected into it. Also some hidden and obfuscated hidden cells. And they were then further obfuscated by the text being the same colour as a background that had a whole range of IPs, as well as I think the wireless network was also on there as well. And then there was the PCAP file, the legendary PCAP file that was base64 encoded that gave you a PCAP. Then when you carved the PCAP, you had a one-page HTML document. That one-page HTML document had leet speak of a whole conversation of a guy asking for help on how to solve a coding issue. The coding string that was in that was actually a whole list of information that was also base64 encoded outside of the leet speak. And then in the comments in that, which is what actually won the challenge, was a ROT13 encoded string. And I think there was also images in there that if you carved the images, they would have given you some more information as well. So you missed a lot, but you know. And yeah.
Good man. That was a great effort, but completely wasted. You didn't have to stay up to 3 o'clock last night.
I was told like we had like, you know, number 7 in the world forensic guy, and I thought, oh, I've got something to prove now.
Well, last but not least, Danny Rigby, one of our senior tech team leaders, and it was Danny and Conrad's. I went to them a few months back with the concept of a nuclear installation, and then Danny seen that through to fruition. So, hand over to Danny.
Thanks. Well, actually, what Martin did was he went to me and asked me to make a challenge, separately went to Conrad and asked him to make a challenge, thinking we'd both be too busy and maybe one of us would end up doing it. And last week, me and Conrad met up and realised we'd both been designing some mega challenge and spent the last week arguing and trying to mash it all together in some ridiculous thing. So I designed my challenge, sent it to Conrad's. Conrad's designed his challenge, and so we have our challenge now. So a lot of the machines you would have seen at the beginning, the DMZ, the LAN, PCN network, that sort of thing, I designed that. I thought that a lot of you might be running Hail Marys. Put your hand up if you didn't run a Hail Mary, because I saw a lot of it going on. Or 2 didn't. The funny thing is so we put like 3 or 4 machines on there, and if you run a Hail Mary, you'd get 20 shells or something. But I don't think any of you found those machines. So that was the big miss, big miss of the day. So from our point of view, we really enjoyed it. It was great to see you have so much fun. It was great to see there was a mix of challenges for you all, and so thank you all, really. Cheers.